Hi, I'm Truong, and I'm in grade 8th of Chinangya High School for the Gifted. I'm one of the article writers for Inspire Youth Journal. I'm pretty sure that everyone here who's watching this video probably already knows what Inspire Youth Journal is. It's an amazing journal that features lots of writers, lots of articles monthly, and they cover and feature lots of different topics like science, philosophy, politics, environments, teenage life, and lots more than that. So recently, I've been nominated for the edition of the year 2025 for Inspire Youth Journal. So the article that was nominated was titled Rewinding the Clock, Discovering the World's First Bioluminescent Creature, organism actually. And it's the second article on the agenda of the edition of the year. This is my second year being nominated in edition of the year because I was also nominated in edition of the year 2024. I'm actually very grateful for Inspire Youth Journal for everything, including this news. When I first received the news that I was nominated into edition of the year for the second time in a row, I was actually very surprised and shocked because I didn't think that luck would struck me twice, but it did. And I also would love to thank Inspire Youth Journal for not just nominating me once, but also throughout the whole entire journey. Because Inspire Youth Journal has helped me in gaining lots of different things, like deeper research in lots of topics that I was very interested in, like politics, environments, even philosophy and science, especially science. And I also would be very happy that Inspire Youth Journal has introduced me to journalism in the very first place and helped me gain a very big interest in journalism. It's also helped me to know and learn lots of skills in writing, like organizing my ideas better and stop being a messy writer, and also getting to read the works of many amazing writers in Inspire Youth Journal has been one of my favorite things about this organization. So overall, if you're like me and you're also interested in article writing, then I'm just going to brief you on what I did in order to write this article that was nominated. So you actually don't need to stay and listen to everything and just follow all of these steps, because I believe that experience varies from person to person, and these are just basically what I do and what works for me. If that doesn't work for you, then it's totally fine. You can do whatever you want. So for me, I have basically just 5 steps. The first thing that I do is obviously to find a topic. So for me, I just have lots of topics in mind. So for topic, I don't mean like the specific name of something you want to write about, but like just a broad range of topics like politics, environment, science, teenage life, music, hobbies, or something like that. It doesn't need to be specific. So it also needs one more characteristic, which is that these topics have to be something that you can think deeply about and elaborate a lot about. So personally for me, I tend to write a lot about history, philosophy, and especially science. These are just the topics that I find best to work with and also very easy to elaborate. And so the second thing that I do after I find a topic is that I have to make agenda. I have to write down and organize what I want to include in my article. So this is like, I need to define the problems. I have to point out the points of views on both sides of the problems. I have to include evidence. I have to include possible solutions and current work in status quo. Lots and lots. So I just basically write down on a piece of paper, in my mind, or just a piece of note, or on Google Docs, or anywhere, to tell myself this is what I have to write inside my article, so I can follow these like guidelines to like write my article. And the third step that I do is just to follow these guidelines and write down everything I think about, even if it's messy, because in my experience, I feel like messy writing is way better than writing little and writing less, believing that you can elaborate more. Because if you can't elaborate on the very first steps, you're unlikely to elaborate even in the further steps. So I just write down everything messy, and on the fourth step, I start to narrow down the things that I already write, or sentences I don't need, analysis that's just repetitive, or things that I can just put into one single point instead of just making it broader and way too complicated. On the fifth step, I just rearrange all my ideas and also add in analysis or evidence if it's needed. So overall, these are just the 5 steps that I follow in order to write this like amazing article, and all the other articles, of course. So finally, if you're like me and you really love writing articles, journalism, or you just want a good hobby and want to learn experience from a wide range of writers, then you should definitely join Inspire Youth Journal. Or if you don't have enough time, then please just check in on the latest editions of Inspire Youth Journal and support this article whenever possible. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Bye!